All right, let's get right into it. We're not talking about small tweaks today. We're talking about a fundamental redesign of your firm's entire operating system. This is a serious operational deep dive, and the goal here is to transform your business from, well, a high-wire act into an absolute fortress. So you're going to want to pay close attention.
Let's just start with a really hard truth. You might be pulling in massive GCI, which is great, but is it real? Is it durable value? I mean, think about it. If one key person walking out the door tomorrow would cause a complete catastrophe, then you haven't really built a business. What you've built is a golden cage.
You know that constant low-grade stress you feel in the back of your mind? Well, it has a name. It's called the fragility tax. It is the hidden price you pay every single day for being the human shock absorber for your entire company. It's the burnout, the missed opportunities, and the hard ceiling on your firm's actual value, all because the whole system depends on you.
And let's be crystal clear about something. Being indispensable? That's not a badge of honor. It's a massive structural flaw. When you're the only person who can step in and fix things when they break, you're not the hero. You are the single point of failure. You have become the biggest risk in your own business. This slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the two paths. On the left, you've got the hero broker. And for so many of you, that's your reality right now. High GCI, sure, but it's a house of cards. On the right, you have the institutional platform. That's an enduring asset built on systems. Our entire goal here is to get you out of that left column and firmly into the right. So, the big question is, how do we actually make that leap? Well, it all starts with a huge philosophical shift. You have to move away from what we call leader manual labor. That's you scrambling to fix everything, and move towards systemic execution, which is governed by institutional redundancy.
And this part is absolutely crucial. A truly durable firm doesn't just, survive a crisis. It absorbs the shock and keeps moving forward without losing momentum. The gears don't grind to a halt, they just shift smoothly. That is the standard we're building towards.
So what's the tool we use to build this? It's called the If-Then Crisis Playbook. And look, this isn't some vague guideline. It's a set of strict, pre-decided protocols. It tells your team exactly what to do when a specific crisis hits, which completely eliminates the panic and empowers them to act on their own without you.
And here's just how simple and incredibly powerful this is. Let's say if your transaction manager quits. Then, the playbook says the operations lead immediately activates the stopgap virtual assistant. See? It's not a moment for chaos and running around with your hair on fire. It's a pre-planned, systematic response. You literally turn a potential disaster into a routine procedure. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I actually build this thing? It all starts with a really powerful exercise that we call the pre-mortem. This is how you operationalize durability in your firm.
Now, this is the core question of the entire exercise, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. If your absolute best operator, your lead coordinator, whoever it is, walked in tomorrow and quit, what is the very first thing that would catch fire in your business?
Your answer to that tough question drives this really simple three-step process. First, you audit the potential damage. What's going to break? Second, you pre-assign immediate internal coverage. Who takes over what right this second? And third, you identify an external stopgap resource, like a VA service or a temp agency, to absorb the overflow while you find a permanent fix.
And just like that, you've done it. By going through this exercise, you have literally built your first if-then failure mode playbook. You've created the actual artifact, the tangible plan that removes the threat of a key person leaving and blowing up your whole operation.
Okay, now it's time to put your firm to the test. Because let's be real, a company that runs on luck isn't an asset. It's a liability waiting to happen. Real institutional platforms don't panic. They just execute the playbook. So it's time for you to look at your own firm and answer some pretty high-stakes questions. First up is the absence test. If you were totally off the grid for a week, no phone, no email, nothing, would your team actually use the playbook you built? Or would everything just grind to a halt waiting for you to come back and rescue them? Next up, the autonomy check. And this one's really about you. Have you truly empowered your team by giving them a plan? Or, and be honest, are you secretly avoiding this because your ego kind of likes being the heroic firefighter who swoops in to save the day?
And finally, we have the asset validation. After everything we've just talked about, what's your honest assessment right now? Have you built a real, durable asset that can take a hit and keep on ticking?
Or are you just sitting on a high-income liability that's going to collapse the second things go sideways? So the whole point comes down to this. True leadership isn't about being the hero during the crisis. It's about being the architect who makes sure the crisis is basically a non-event. The path forward is simple. Anticipate the failure, write the playbook, protect the platform.